Hello, kindergartners. Today is a rainy day outside, and Ivy and I are feeling kind of lazy. Just wanting to lay around, not do too much. So it's the perfect day to read you a nice long story, and it's one of my favorites. It's called Where the Wild Things Are by Maurice Sendak. The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one of a kind. And another. His mother called him Wild Thing, and Max said, "I'll eat you up." So he was sent to bed without eating anything. That very night in Max's room, a forest grew and grew and grew until his ceiling hung with vines and the walls became a world all around. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off through night and day. And in and out of weeks and almost over a year, there were to where the wild things are. What are you doing, Ivy? And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. Till Max said, "Be still," and tamed them with his magic trick of staring into their yellow eyes without blinking once. And they were frightened and called him the most wild thing of all. And made him king of all wild things. "And now," cried Max, "let the wild rumpus start." Let's take a look at these wild monsters for a second. They are interesting looking. Look at this one's got kind of duck feet. This one's got human feet. This one's got like a rooster head. This one's got a horn on his nose. This one's got scaly legs but fur on the top part of his body. It's really interesting looking. Oh, look at the rumpus. What do you think rumpus means? What do you think the monsters are doing right now? I think it might mean dancing. It looks like they're dancing underneath the moon. Oh, and now they're swinging from trees. Oh, there's Max too. You can see him. Now they're really dancing. Oh my goodness, this looks like a really fun rumpus. "Now stop," Max said, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all wild things, was lonely and wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. Then, all around from far away across the world, he smelled good things to eat. So he gave up being king of where the wild things are. What do you think he's missing? Said he's feeling lonely, so he must be missing someone. But the wild things cried, "Oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up, we love you so." And Max said no. The wild things roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye. the monsters are going to miss him. And sailed back over a year and in and out of weeks and through a day. Geez, that's a long time. Don't you think he'd look different if he was sailing for a year? I mean, I think he would. And into the night of his very own room, where he found supper waiting for him. And it was still hot. The end. All right, I have some questions on this book. How on earth could he travel for a year, in and out of a couple weeks, and a day, and he doesn't look any different? And then, when he finally gets back, his supper's still hot? I don't understand. Does that make any sense to you, boys and girls? I don't think so. What about you, Ivy? Does that make any sense to you? Do you think supper would still be hot after a year, a couple weeks, and a full day? What do you think? I wish I knew what she thought. Well, boys and girls, I want to know what you think. I want to know what you think. Do you think that he really left for that long? Or do you think that he made it up? Or maybe he's using his imagination. And maybe the monsters are kind of like his imaginary friends. I don't know. Well, until next time, have a great day.